Hi guys, StormsForce here once again. Monday morning, very windy night last night in the UK. Batten down the hatches and hopefully we didn't lose anything in the back garden. I don't think we did. The fence panels are still standing, which is cool. So I'm going to go running around out there trying to nail everything back together again. Okay, this morning, what happened last night was, if I know a number of you looked at that recording. We were messing around with mass storage. Okay, so basically this morning for an hour or so, we're going to knock up a mass storage system. We went through a few different ideas on best ways to do it, what it would be useful for, not useful for, and everything else. Now, the good thing about doing this, I suppose, for YouTube is that anyone then who wants to give it a go, make themselves a mass storage system, they will be able to just look at that video and it will give them an idea of what you can do with it. Okay, and then you can just change it around and use it how you want to use it. Okay, now I'll go through the spiel I normally go through. We are broadcasting simultaneously to Beam.pro and Twitch.tv, and good morning to both of you. I know that there are a few people on the stream already watching, which is cool. Now, if I've just got the thumbs up, so I know my sound and everything's running well, that's good. Xbit Broadcaster was being a right pain in the ass last night, for want of another word, and we had to finish a little bit earlier. I seem to have sorted it, but it seems to be a memory problem or CPU problem, whatever. We'll just do our best we can this morning. So we're playing FortressCraft Evolved. We are in the Bleeding Edge version on here at the minute. So things may look a little bit different to you if you've just got the standard version. Lots of links will come up on the chat box throughout this maybe hour, 2-hour session. So please click on them. If you don't want to follow me on Twitch.tv, WallXX, thank you very much for the follow. WallX, that's it, I got it, that's right. If it's wrong, WallX, then you're going to have to tell me. Thanks for the follow anyway. I was just about to say, if you don't want to hit the follow button, hit the vote buttons when they come up in the chat box. That would be much appreciated if you do that. That will keep us at number 1 on one of those vote links. Now, I can't remember which one it is, top streamers or whatever, I'm not sure. Keep voting. You can do it every day. So if you're watching, you voted before, I don't need to vote again. Yes, you do. You do it every day. The next day, it then gets rid of the older votes. All right, so the more votes we get, it keeps us going and going and going. Okay, right. DJ Arcus. Okay. Patreon. Now you'll see a link come up for that as well. It would be much appreciated by DJ and myself and the community as well if you've got some spare dollars, pounds, whatever currency, to go onto there, and the link is there, so you can just hit it. Now if you can't find the link there, go look at my my bio profile page, whatever. There is a link on there to Patreon as well. Now the object of that is to pay $10 a month or whatever you can afford. That will help DJ big time to develop the game more and more and more, and hence it will get better and better and better. Okay, it's $10, £6 something I think it is, converts to maybe a little bit more. If you're not able to do that, then obviously the next thing you can do is buy the game at $9.99 on Steam. That is really cool if you can do that. Now if you're going to do that, the only way really that DJ will get anything sensible out of the game there is to buy the Dapper pack. Okay, it's extra couple of quid. I think actually it's in the sale at the moment. So if you buy the Dapper pack to go with the game, or if you haven't bought it already, some of the little things you can get are sort of listed on my screen at the minute. You get the blocks, nice looking blocks, pumpkin torch all year round, snowman all year round, Celtic braid pillar, space grill, all that sort of stuff. Okay, and I'm sure little bits and pieces will be added as the game goes along. Okay, so you'll get those if you've got the Dapper pack. No one else will have them. Okay, so you can show off with your gold blocks everywhere, which is quite cool. Now if you become a Patreon, obviously you get a lot more. So without me having to go through all that, that's not the idea of this stream for the next hour or so. But go to Patreon, have a look, and see all the nice little freebies you get on there. Okay, skins, etc., etc., etc. Dedicated servers, I think, possibly private servers at some point, and obviously input into the game. Okay. Now, if you have any tricks, tips, or anything like that, I'm always open to anyone want to come in the chat and say, look, could you try this build? I cannot get it right. We'll try it, okay, and see how we go. Now, I'm not an expert, a pro at this game. I'm learning as I go along, like everyone else, okay, and I'm a bit more advanced, I suppose, than a lot of people. But I do keep it very simple, as simple as I can for you. It's sometimes not it's sometimes not easy because I'm jumping ahead, or I'll suddenly go off on a different tangent and start talking about something completely different. Just bear with it. It's old age, I'm afraid. I'll try not to fall asleep and dribble from the side of my mouth. It hasn't happened yet. I'm still quite young at heart, and I love gaming. Okay, right. So I'm already going off on one. So what we're going to do is, we did have a bit of an attack over there. It seems to have calmed down. Okay, so this is the chill out world. Okay, so everything you see on here, it don't matter if it gets blown to smithereens, it doesn't matter if the CPS goes down, it doesn't matter. The object of this is to come in, have a mess around, try different builds, and just enjoy the game. Now, the game obviously will adapt to you, and you will adapt to the game. Anything you can do, I've done in here. You can change around, make faster, make slower, whatever you feel you want to do. So, mass storage, that is what we're here for. I've done all my bit. Okay, mass storage. Now, what that actually is that you will be able to store resources in a big area. Okay, so it's not like having tons and tons of storage hoppers. It's a different system altogether. Now, you'll see it as we build it, and you'll understand the ideas of it. Now, last night we tried 4, I think, different ways of doing it. Cypher came up with a few ideas. You can also follow him on twitch.tv as well. If you look at my last broadcast, you'll see him chatting on there about it. And a few ideas I had. Now, we've gone with Cypher's idea. It seems really cool. In the way it's been tried and tested. Okay, now it's nothing wrong with copying someone else's ideas. If it's faster for you, if it's going to get you to the end game and it's going to do the job, that is what you want. Okay, so don't be worried about doing it, and don't be worried in this community about taking something and just adjusting it around a bit, making it how you want it to be and how you want it to fit into your base, into your fortress. Okay, don't be concerned about that. Ask questions as we go along. Okay, and we go from there. Now, I like to do fancy things. Okay, I think basically because I love creative. Okay, so you haven't got to do it like this, please. It's just the way I do it. And people come on and say, what the hell? But no, I do it because I can. All right, I have stacks of resources, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I can just bash away. You're probably going to have very, very limited resources to start with, and sort of go from there. Okay, so everything is see-through, as you can see. Tons and tons of glass. The good thing about this is it's great for streaming. It means people can see what's going on underneath as well as above. It's not easy to show someone something when you've got loads of hard rock around you and you can't quite see how that pyrothermic generator is connected to a hopper, or how the hell is that getting a supply of such and such. Here you can see it. All right, so whilst I know we're doing mass storage, if there's anything else that you're interested in and you're not too sure about, don't be frightened to ask, and we'll try and sort it out. Okay, so mass storage. Now, my idea, my take on this is we have lots and lots of resources coming in here. Okay, there's titanium, tin, copper, everything you can think of, it's all coming in underneath, and also we're going to get attacks obviously as we go along as well. So anyone who hasn't seen the game before, I will take you over there and let you have a quick nose and see what's coming in at us. Alongside those, or in front of those, I've got smelters, lots and lots of smelters. So they're all upgraded. They're really, really fast, and they do the job. Now, these are powered underside by a pyrothermic generator supplied by a hopper of coal, which in turn is supplied by a conveyor belt, which is automatically doing everything for me. I don't have to worry about it. Then, once it produces a bar, okay, it will then put it into this hopper here. My mouse is a little bit fast, so I'm getting used to my mouse in a minute. The new mouse is a nightmare. Okay, so it will then put the bar into here, which will then send it down these pipes, okay, to wherever you want it to go. Now, what people would normally do on the end of this hopper, they'd put 15,000 more hoppers, and it would just fill and fill and fill and fill and fill. Then you've got to go around, take it all out, and take it all out, until take it all out, okay? This is a more aesthetic, I believe that's the word for it, take on storage. To me, it looks great. You'll see it as we build it. I've linked all of the furnaces together into tubes. Okay, now you can do exactly the same with conveyor belt systems, with the fast ones, with the slow ones, whatever. It's no difference. It's just that I've got lots of tubes, so I'm using tubes. So all of these smelters are linked together inch by tubes, and they are then going into a hopper. There's nothing on the underside, there's no hidden tricks here at all. It just come out and they go into that hopper. Now, you don't need to have a hopper. You can take that hopper out and stick a tube in there, and it will still go up into this tube up here. Alright, now the reason I've done this for is because I want to put my mass storage, I want my items to drop into the center turntable of the mass storage, which you'll see in a minute. So what I've done is I built a platform here right the way across with a couple of tubes coming down. I've made sure that all of my tubes are rotated the right way, so it will now drop down here. Okay, not rocket science, easy to do. Okay, I don't really need to go through this with you either, so I'm sure you'll get the gist of it. And I put a few little frames in here just to make it look cool, or is it just fall down? It won't really, but it looks good. All right, so there we go. And the way I did that was I just built a quick stone platform right the way across, and then dumped all the transport pipes on the top. Then knocked it away. Same here, did a little tower here and built this bit on here. Okay, so we have opened up this area here so that we can build a huge storage area, mass storage area, and then you'll be able to see exactly what's happening. Then what we will do then, off of that mass storage area, we will have it doing other things. The items will be taken out of that mass storage, and they will then go into hoppers, which will then in turn supply anything, stamper plants, whatever you fancy, it will do it. Okay, but we will show you how to do that. Now, in the meantime, you can hear banging away going on down here. What it is, I'm producing at the moment lots and lots of tin plate, and the reason I'm producing lots and lots of tin plate for is because I need the mass storage blocks. All right, and it was one of the things I didn't have enough of. Okay, so we got mass storage blocks there, and obviously we're going to have a lot of tin plate, so we can make some more mass storage blocks. We're going to need quite a few. So I'm just going to run back over here a minute. So that's the basic setup to start with. We're just going to go down to the mass storage blocks. I can type it in, but I'm just too lazy to type. I can't be bothered to lean forward. So I'm just going to scroll through quickly, and we will find our mass storage blocks here somewhere. No, where are you? I thought you were up amongst that lot. You're obviously not going to be. There we go, mass storage blocks. Okay, so at the moment the crafting table here is telling us that we have 63 mass storage blocks and that we have 496 tin plates, so we can, there's 2 per mass storage block, by the way. Okay, if you want to do it faster, just press Control and then hit it, and it'll do it 40-50 at a time, I think, something like that. So we get a lot of them. We haven't got to worry about resources, so it doesn't matter. Okay, try not to do that too fast, because it does tend to hold back slightly, so you might have a bit of a problem. Okay, so just ignore this part of it. This will just keep doing our tin plate for us at the moment. Once I've got enough mass storage blocks, I will remove these 2 here, and I will link up the pipes into this one, which will then supply this one here. Now, when we crank this up, it's going to take a bit of time for the selection of bars to go into that pipe. Now the reason is it's backfilled right into the smelters at the minute, and it has to get rid of that before it can do anything else. All right. So, but once it's cleared the system, you will then get a good selection of stuff which will go into the mass storage area. Alright, so I hope everyone's happy with that. You don't need that, you can put a pipe in if you want, but we've just done it. It's handy as well if you just want some quick few bars, you know, you can just take them out quickly, bum. So you've got a good selection of bars there, and then you don't affect the mass storage area in the slightest. It'll just fill back up and start chucking them back through again. So it just gives you a few spare bits and bobs. Okay, so right, so what we're going to do then, we'll start here. So we're going to get ourselves a turntable. You'll see it as we go along. If there's any problems, by all means, or anything you're not sure about, then just say, and I'll do my best to try and solve it. Okay, so we're going to stick a turntable in there, a conveyor turntable. It's not going to be affected by Minox anything up here at all. It's fine as it is. Okay, and then we are then going to get a we're going to put in some of these, which will obviously make sure they're facing outwards. And another one here. Yes, I know I have to face the way that they're actually going to travel, in case anyone's thinking that. I do know that. It's just easier to actually do this and get it sorted. All right, so we've done that, quite straightforward. Okay, now we're going to go back to our turntables and we're going to stick in another turntable, another turntable, another turntable, another turntable. Now we might have to move these. We'll just see how far it's going to come out, but I think, you know, it's pretty sussed out. I think we're okay with that. Okay, so then we're going to go to our input ports, all right, which are green, and we're going to stick these on here, and we're going to make sure that they are facing the right way. There's arrows on there. Okay, do that one as well, and we will have to just rotate that slightly and rotate it again and again, so that's going the right way. And same on this one as well. I'm just going to rotate it round like that, and then another one on here, and just rotate it again. Okay, so that's cool. So that's the initial startup of the mass storage system. Now what we're going to do now is we're now going to add more to these turntables. Okay, so that it will then send it into different areas. So we're going to put another one here. All right, and obviously we're going to make sure that that is rotated. Okay, so it should send it out from there, and we're going to stick another one here. Once again, we're going to rotate that, so that's sending it out, and we're going to stick another one here, and we're going to make sure that that is rotated out as well, and another one here. So basically we're building it up, okay, slowly but surely. My famous last words: if it goes wrong, do not blame me in the slightest. All right, but it's slowly getting together now. Yeah, all right, so we can stick another one here as well, I believe, and just make sure that that's right. Yeah, just there. And then we'll obviously make sure that that is rotated or pointing the right way, which it is. We'll stick another one in there, and we'll do the same with that, making sure they're all coming outwards, and another one in there. That's fine, and another one here. And like anything, you know, if there's a mistake here, then obviously, if you can see it, then tell me. But that looks to me like a possibility of being right. Okay, so as I said, we're using Cypher's setup here, so if it doesn't work, you can all blame him. But seriously, no, it will work. Okay, so what we've got now then is we've got a center turntable, which is there, which our bars are coming down onto, and you can see it's working, it's sending it out. Okay, it then goes off in this direction, behind there, and forward towards me. So it's chucking them around into different places. All right, it will then send it down this one here, we'll send it down this one here, everywhere. I'll just make sure that that's going to be right. I might need to rotate that one out actually, because otherwise I don't think that one will work. So I'm going to just rotate that one a minute and rotate it outwards and just see. Want it there. Let's make sure that's okay. Now, is that actually going to work there or not? That's why I love this game. It's all brain work, you know, you've got to work it out. Do I need to put turntables there? I don't think I do. I think that should be okay. Yeah, because that will then send it off of the other one, off of that turntable in that direction. So we need to do the same with these ones as well. And we'll just turn them around, so they're facing outwards. And I believe we're going to have to do it with that one as well, because we've got the turntable. No, the turntable's there, so that's fine. That one's fine. Have a look again. This one here will have to be rotated that way. So what we're doing is we're rotating them off of these turntables. So if the turntable feeds it, then it will go in there, all right? And it will then come out somewhere, all right? These ones here obviously will have to go this way because the turntable will send it this way. This one obviously has to go outwards as well. And then we'll look at that one and check that one. Now that one there will have to be rotated, which we'll do. This is why I love this world. You can just mess around on it. It don't matter. even if we get an attack. I mean, I've actually upgraded everything, so we've got Mark 3 turrets and that sort of stuff. You can see they're doing their job over there. Okay, so that one's okay. We'll double check that one. Facing outwards, yes. And this one facing outwards, yes. This one facing outwards, yes. I think we got it. Right, there we go. Okay, so everything is now running right. So if I look at it at this angle, every sort of side of it will have to be set like this. Okay, so you've got right out, left out, and this one towards you. Okay, do the same on every one. Right, left, and towards you. Right, left, and towards you, and the same one with that one. Right, left, towards you. Okay, that's the hard mess around bit to do. Okay, now as we can see, everything's going in. Gold's going in there. It'll go off. That one there, sorry, my mistake, my bad on that one. Like that. Okay, just make sure they are all facing outwards, which they are. Job done. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to flick through our invent a minute and just look for the storage blocks. Okay, so we're going to fill up the area now with storage blocks. Okay, now the idea of that is, you'll see, is that everything then can be stored. As you can see, they'll kick off in a minute and start doing their bit. But for me, we'll just fill up the these areas around it, and then you'll get an idea of what we're talking about. If you make a mistake, it's no problem. You can just adjust it. If they're not all doing something, then you know you've got one facing the wrong way. Okay, and we're going to go over here as well. So, you know, this setup can be adjusted to however you want it. You don't have to have it as big. It's up to you. You can adjust it to how you want it. Let's put these ones in. Let's just square it off, yeah, and then we can all see what's going on. So I'll just go all the way around, make sure it's nice and square. A couple in here. I'll leave those pipes there. They're not going to cause any problems, I don't think. And there. Okay, and a couple here. One there and one there. Okay, so we've got the start of the storage. Okay, the mass storage. Now, as you can see, these little guys are going around. They're making little boxes, as you can see, all the way around. You'll see them in different places. And in those boxes, it's storing the bars. Now, if you look up at the tubes, you'll see it. It'll just start to move, and it'll drop them in. There we go. Okay, and as we can see from there at the minute, we're getting a little bit of a mixture. Nothing. I think it's titanium and gold coming through there at the minute, and a little bit of lithium by the look of it. No tin, obviously, because we're still producing the plates here, because obviously this storage area is going to be quite large. Right, so there we go. So what I'll do is I'll just jump up in the air on this a minute, and then you can see it from above. And there we go. Okay, so all these guys are all pottering around now, doing their bit. Now, the ones I'm just making sure that every one of them is actually going to work. So we'll just have a look at it a minute. They do seem to be doing it, don't they? This one over on the right there, nearest to us. There it goes. He's going as well. So we should be okay. So now you can see the start of mass storage. All right. Now you're saying, okay, what do we do with that? Well, okay, what we will do in a minute, you'll see. So everything's fine there. It's working away. What we'll do, we'll extend the mass storage blocks out as much as we can. Okay, and then we'll have all these little guys popping around doing their bit and storing stuff for us. Now, the reason originally I wanted to look at mass storage is because when I first started this world, I automated everything with the smelters. Okay, so they were all quite happily potting away where they are now. The more I upgraded, the faster they went. And of course, what was happening was that if I was going off and doing anything, I'd come back and the smelters had all stopped because they'd filled up the storage hoppers. So I'd have to empty them manually, and then I'd go off again, and then I'd come back and they'd stopped again. And I went, oh God, you know, why can't something? I mean, yes, I could have put thousands of storage containers in there, but you know, that's crap, to be quite honest with you. So I thought, yeah, mass storage. Now that looks cool. You know, look at these guys doing all this. That looks really, really good, and it's not going to stop. It'll keep going. No matter where I go, these little guys are going to be going along. Obviously, you're going to have to make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So any surplus in the smelters is now going down into this tube and into a mass storage area. So I can go off for many hours as I like. I can go dig down 1100, whatever, do stuff down there, not worry about it. All of this will just carry on for me above. What more can you want from the storage system? That is just brilliant. Now, I do believe as well, I did say this last night, no one actually commented on it, but this will cause less lag, all right, than the hoppers. All right, so you work that out for yourself. I'm not an expert on it. I do believe that is the case. It looks a little bit mismatchy. It's all over the place, you know, with the containers, but that looks cool, you know. It's really, really good. Now that is automation. That's what it's about. So we're gonna progress from that point now. So I'm just gonna knock myself back down again. I hate wasting resources. I always pick everything up. So we're going to go back to the vast storage block. So we're just going to extend this out a bit. So basically, you can extend this area as much as you like. All right. You can't use build to on anything at the moment in the way of stuff like this. Otherwise, it would be too easy for everyone. So we just got to keep running along. They haven't got to go in at a particular. You haven't got to put them towards you. Or, you know, it doesn't matter. Just dump them in there. All right. So these little guys then will have more storage area, so they can pop along. And you can make this as big as you like. But then we're going to show you what we're going to use it for. Because people are saying, well, why? You know, I did explain why with the smelters, so that was cool. So now I can actually leave this system if I wanted to, and off I go, and I'll do something else for an hour, come back, and the smelters are still going away. As I said, these are actually blocks, all right? So they don't look like blocks, so you will lift up in the air if you walk on top of them. All right, so bear that in mind if you're going to put anything above you. So if I want to go past here, I can't. It looks like you can walk straight across, doesn't it? You can just go underneath. Yeah, so these are going to go. And the other thing I wanted to find out as well is if they're actually going to incorporate things around things. So if I come right out here, this is always the boring part of the streams for you, I know. But you'll get the gist. So I'm just going to put it around these. And in theory, they should come out and do it. Now, the other thing you've got to bear in mind is the bigger the storage area, the longer it's going to take, the longer these little guys are going to take, because they've got to go quite a distance, all right? So that will lose you a little bit of time. If you're one of these guys who likes it perfect, you know, everything doing it so that, you know, you can't make it any faster or whatever. I'll tell you now, yes, they will take longer in the respect that they have to come out and do stuff, or when we put the other ones in a minute, I'll show you. But if you think that if you go down for an hour and your smelter's not working for 3/4 of an hour because they filled up storage containers, you've just lost 3/4 of an hour of smelting. All right, so that's 3/4 of an hour of bars gone. Work it out if you like. If you're the sort of person who wants to work that out and you know, go from there, by all means do. But that's a big loss to me. That is, you know, that's resources that could have been used somewhere. But like this, you haven't got to worry about that. It's going to do it for you. All right, and then we're just going to sort of square it off a little bit now. Just add a few more bits, just to give it a chance to get itself working. And I'm sure they will go around these posts as well. All right, so that's looking cool at the moment. Right, so what can we do once we've done this? Well, what we're going to do is obviously these are the input ports, all right, and I now need to find output ports. My output port is there. I don't know why I haven't got any. I did have a load last night. I'll probably put them in storage because I needed them. Let's just double check what I did with them. I might have put them in storage. Just have a nose. If not, we'll knock some up. I think we didn't need to worry too much about them. So I haven't got a huge amount that we over. That's not one anyway. Let's have a nose down here. I've got a habit of dumping stuff out the way whilst I'm doing something else. So it could mean that we have to knock some up. I'll just check the invent to make sure. But I'm sure we're showing a 0 on here anyway at the moment. We've got stacks of these. They're not a problem. Could have sworn I had a load last night. It doesn't matter. We'll make some up anyway. That's not a problem. Okay. All right. So anyway, so they're now they're importing, okay, and into our stuff quite happily. and now we need the outputs. There we go. I did have them. I was getting mixed up there, so it's not a problem. All right, so we got our outputs now. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to link up these to our outputs. Now, you will probably have to bear with me a little bit on this because the output side of it we didn't really sort of mess around with too much. Now, I believe that if you stick an output port there, okay, revert it around so it's facing outwards. If we stick a tube onto there, or a conveyor belt, it doesn't really matter, one or the other, and then a storage container on there, this will just give you an idea. All right, now this little guy here, when we set it, we'll go and look for whatever's going into there. Okay, so on your tabs below, well, I'm looking at now, which I'm scrolling through, look for any of the ores, or in our case we're doing bars. Look for your bars, and we know we haven't got tin, we know we've got lithium, so you highlight the bar, which is lithium, and set this one to whatever we need. Okay, so if I press E, off it'll go. Now that little guy will go and find lithium for us, and he'll bring it back, and he'll put it in there. It will go down the storage the transport pipe, and as you can see, it's now going into our hopper as lithium. All right, so he's quite happily pottering around doing that, which is really cool. Now you're now saying, okay, but you could have just put that storage hopper at the end of the smelter and job done. Yes, I could have. Now, you looked at my explanation of why I'm doing this is because I don't want to waste time. I don't want to lose time from the smelters by being away and then have to come back and empty the storage containers out. And this is why we've come to the mass storage, which will then work whilst I'm away. And what we can do then, if you now use your head, now what can we actually do? How is this going to help us in any way? Okay, what we can do with this is we can now link it up to whatever. So we can put in, I will obviously be scrolling through every stream. I say, oh God, I'm going to have to get my tabs set out. I'm just absolute nightmare for not doing it. What we're going to do is, we'll sort of quick demonstration. So we're going to stick another tube on the end of there, and we're going to face it out that way. It doesn't matter about the attack. And then you can link it up to whatever you want. So if we want lithium bars, lithium plates, we will put a stamper. Don't tell me I haven't got any. I'm using them down there, aren't I? Okay, come on, let's knock out one of these tin plate ones. The joys of live streaming this is, so I know what I've got in here, so these are the plates. We're not really going to need any more at the moment because for demonstration purposes, all we're doing is setting this up. Okay, I'll remove those ones from there as well. Let's give us a few extra. Take those out, job done. So you see now where we're going with this setup, I hope. Right, so whilst you're away, not only are you backing up loads and loads of bars, okay, in mass storage, which isn't stopping, it will just keep going, you're just extending out and out and out and out. Okay, we are also setting output pipes to do specific jobs. So as long as we got lithium, and as long as we want lithium plate, okay, I will now put in, I'll put in a stamper plant. So we put in a stamper plant, rotate it to how we want it, and as you can see, it's already coming off the end. We'll put it into there, rotate it, so obviously it's going out, and we will stick it into a storage hopper. And as you can see, we've now got lithium plate. Now, this obviously will open up a whole new world to a lot of people, because you think what you can actually do with this. Now, you can set up another one as well. It could be doing something else. So another one can be doing wire, extrusion plant, PCBs. World's your oyster, okay? And you can also use, more pipes will feed it down into a research laboratory. So you can automate your research laboratory. You can have your PCBs and your plate going into hoppers at the research laboratory. That'll all be automated as well. That will just continue on its merry way. You can have individual, let's say for instance you need a load of gold bars for doing something or whatever, you can set one up quickly. You can set up one of the output ports to bring out gold for you, no problem at all. Or as DJ Arcus really doesn't like me doing, is just running in and banging one of the crates down there just to get it out. But you're going to have problems at a minute because you obviously can't see what's in these crates, and we know it's a big mishmash of stuff. Okay, so this guy's quite happily going along. He's doing this lithium plates, and great. What more can you want from a storage system? You know, you can cover this whole area, and these guys are just gonna just automate it. It's perfect, you know. Now, you don't have to have these pipes feeding down onto your turntable at the bottom there. You can have it feeding from the underside, okay? So you can hide this monstrosity out the way. But I quite like it. It's quite cool. Only because I love doing creative stuff. I like to make things look weird and wonderful. And obviously because I've got so much resources. So yeah, so what do you think? Good? Bad? What? It's surprising, isn't it? I mean, we had so many different comments on this last night in the chat, and it was really, really good. It was nice to be able to hear people asking why, or oh, couldn't you do it such and such way, or can we try that way, and everything else. And that is what community is all about in any game. FortressCraft in particular, I used to play a lot of MC. I normally get X when I say that, but I used to play a lot of MC. Some very, very big builds in that. But it got to the point where it didn't go any further than that. That's it, it stopped. So this, you get a bit of a mixture of all the things you like doing, including automation, machines, everything you want. If you're watching and you haven't seen the game before and you were just curious on how everything sort of worked in the game, a lot of the stuff here is very, very much updated at the minute in the way of upgraded is what I've upgraded. You start off very, very basically. You can see on my videos on YouTube that starting off with this with a big thing around you. You do your little startup thing, and then you've got nothing, and then you go on from there. Okay, but this is like lots and lots of work, lots of digging, resources coming up, and everything else. Big batteries, and you get nice guns. You get some nice turrets. I call them guns. It's turrets. Okay, we got turrets as well. We've got Mark II there, Mark III. They all do different things. So the Mark III has got a range of 72, hits a lot harder. The Mark II is a range of 20, so close range, long range. And then you're probably saying, but why? Why do we need these things? Is there something there I don't know about? Well, yes, there is. You are going to get waves and waves of wasps coming into the base, okay? And when you want an attack, you never get one, but we will have attack soon, I'm sure. Now, I can't show you the massive ones, all right, because I've not pushed it enough to be getting those. And the reason is obviously because we're just demonstrating all the time, and we're knocking stuff back down and rebuilding. We're not producing huge amounts of power. Once you do that, obviously you're then going to have some bigger stuff coming into you. So you get your mob side of things as well. You get your fun of going out there with these things attacking. Building a huge fortress with 50-foot walls and everything else, it's not going to help you. Well, okay, it may deflect the wasps, so that's sort of defeating the object of the game. Okay, you will get it in the end, one way or the other. It's more fun to have it a bit more open. I've never put in massively high walls. I've built up the terrain around the base. Obviously, all of this sort of snowy stuff and everything is what I've added. I've just built it up. It's lost a few blocks here as well. It's probably anyway. But we've lost a few blocks, but that's not the end of the world. It's how it happens. And it looks cool. So you've actually got a little bit of terraforming to do, a little bit of creativity as well in the game, even in survival mode. Okay, now if you're wondering what the settings are on mine, because he's got all this amazing stuff and there's no way I'm going to get that and that sort of stuff, yes you can. This is on the bog standard basic as it goes. As soon as you go into the game and you start it up, you don't change anything. That is what you're looking at now. Okay, this is what you're able to do with a lot of work, a lot of manual work. Then you slowly get into automation, and then it produces good stuff, which allow you to make good stuff, and you go on from there. Yes, you can do it. You can do it as a complete newbie. All right, learn as you go along. Great community. You've only got to go into some of the streams. They'll always talk to you. They'll always give you advice. What more can you want from a game called FortressCraft Evolved? And there we have our wasps. Now, these big guys here, obviously, are covering a huge radius. So when these little wasps get anywhere near it, you will see it in a minute. Bang, 3,600 hit. Another 3,600 hit. So originally we started off with the smaller batteries, you see, and you upgrade. All right, so that's our smaller batteries. You upgrade from there into the big batteries here, and the T4s, and then on to the T5s, great big things again, and these allow you to not worry about your base too much when you go away, because they've got so much power in them. They're more than going to last. They have got solar panels on the top. The reason there's solar panels up there for is, I'll show you, is because obviously they're charging throughout the day cycle, and then and you can see we've now produced 1 million ore, so that's cool. There's a little achievement come up there. So yes, they will charge through the day cycle and produce 270,000 of power. All right, you compare that to smaller batteries. Here they produce 5,000 of power. All right, but you need a lot of those to make those. Okay, and you know it goes on from there. You have to make the first one to get the second one to get the third one to get the fourth one. It's a good progression. It's not hugely fast, but it's just right. Okay, it's what you need. All right, underside. I'll just go a quick look and just show you. This is why we've made it clear. Yes, I know I've gone off the mass storage side at the minute, but I think you can't really go too much more into that. It's doing its job. We'll have a look again in a minute. So automation wise, everything is automated in the game, and as you can see, the coal is producing the power for the pyroform is going into hoppers, producing power with the pyroform generators, which are sat underneath my smelters. Okay, so I ain't got to worry about them. The only time I got to worry about this is if I run out of coal. Okay, in which case then we'll just latch onto another coal vein and away it goes again. All right, so that's fine. It's not all going to get blown to smithereens by wasps or anything. They're only after your CPH, that thing there with a nice color coming out the top. And just try and get in line with it. That's all they're after. All right, okay. If you're in the standard mode, then if that gets destroyed, it'll burst into flames, and then it'll reboot, and away you go again. All right, you won't lose everything. Okay, so you can learn. You learn. You know, it would be really bad, wouldn't it, in this situation, if you suddenly lost that and that was it, you lost the world and you had to start all over again. You don't in this mode. Okay, and then if you go up to a harder mode, if the CPH fails, it falls to the wasps, then that's it, you know. And then you can go right the way up. I think there's a number of different modes. Greg mode obviously is the hardest, very scarce resources, takes 200 hours, possibly, I don't know, a long time to finish Greg mode. I haven't even done that. The only thing I've tweaked, the only difference I've done to this, to any newbie coming into the game, is I've got it on clumsy, which means that if I die, I lose all my stuff. It just gave me something to have to go and find it again, and you know, because it just makes it a little bit exciting. All right, so that's all doing its job under there. That's not a problem. Everything else is coming up from different resources. Some of them have run out now. This was an old tin vein which we'd got into. That's gone, but we can reuse that. Everything else is coming up from deeper areas. I'll just go down a little bit. This is our coal. This is what is the life vein really of the whole thing. Okay, I'm just trying to see where we actually run out, so I had to go and get some more. There's the coal there. It's coming from down here. There's a coal vein down there. It's hooked up to that, and away, you know, it just supplies as needed. All right, and we're not deep enough to worry about Minox or anything, so it's on box standard conveyor belts. These are the basic ones. 5, you get 5 for your resources. The next one up is a bit faster. I don't really need fast belts for my coal anyway. Okay, everything else I'm slowly putting into tubes, and I'm upgrading the turrets and the lasers, which are sending power to wherever they need to go in the game. All right, so that's that. So let's go and look at this mass storage system again. As I said, the game is self-explanatory. Just don't be frightened to try things. That is the key. All right. So your CPH, you've got your batteries here. So if you're running out of suit power, it's top left-hand corner. All you need to do is just press Q on that, and it will it will give you whatever you need. But as you can see, we're fully charged anyway, so we're not going to get nothing from that. This here is what's giving power to the whole base, including right down to 1,000 meters deep. Okay. It goes down and you just extend it. You just add an extension. It keeps going and going and going and going. Upgrade these as fast as you can as well. We have our research station here, and as you can see, I've got no scans. I've got a bit of stuff yet to research, but I've run out of research points. We have a project here, large-scale vein extraction. Okay, so that's quite cool. So we'll probably do that at some point. We'll get the laboratory up and going and everything else. So that's good. And the laboratory is down here. So I'll just show you where that is, and you get an idea of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video, a recording for each item you need to make. So I'll break it down, start again. So this is basically your research laboratory. As you can see, we have a possible project. If we click on the project like so, it will then ask for all of those things, okay, which it needs to do that project. So 10 XL, experimentals, advanced, ultimate, and crystal cut head. This is quite cool. What's a crystal cut head? I've never seen that one before, so that's good. And yeah, so we can do that. We can start the project. It will look for all these items, and away it will go. It's quite automated. As you can see, everything it needs will be put into these storage hoppers. If I've got them in storage myself, or I need to make them, they will travel down and they will go into here. This here is your pod assembler, but I'll go into this at another time. All right, so we don't need to worry about that one too much at the minute. Okay, so mass storage again. Let's go back up quickly and have a quick nose, see what it's doing. So we've been around and we've been doing stuff, and this thing is still going. Look, it's going and going and going. All right, no problem at all. So we haven't had any backfill of anything. It's fine. The only thing that's going to probably be backfilled, well, that's still going as well. So it's obviously waiting for lithium plates at the moment, because there's obviously no lithium plates available. So yes, that's what it's doing, so that's cool. But as I said, so we've produced plate, so we've made use of our output port. Okay, now you can put as many output ports as you like. All right, so you can find yourself another output port, say put it there. Onto that, then we will rotate that around, because obviously it's going to come away from there. Okay, we'll put a tube on it, just there. Okay, and rotate that one round. Make sure it's going the right way, and then we could put it underground to somewhere or whatever we want. What, you know, if we've got coal, if you've got ores coming in here, if you've got coal coming in here, you can mix and match. You can have coal dropping in here as well if you wanted to, and then you can then link this up then to pyrophilic generators, to another storage hopper, obviously, which is powering a pyrophilic generator, or whatever. So you know, it opens up the possibility of doing loads and loads and loads of things. Okay, so I'm not going to put anything else on the end of that, but you can see what I'm saying. So you would press E on here, decide what it is you want out of that mass storage area. We know that there's only bars in there at the minute, so we'll just try it again just to show you. Find my bars. Now what other ones we got going? We've got nickel going in there. We know we've got lithium, we tried that. We haven't got tin. Let's try gold. Okay, so you would just do that, right? Highlight it in your tabs, press E. There we go, and that will now find gold bars for us. All right, no problem at all. Stick a storage hopper on the end, and job done. Now you know it's this. Then we can put an extrusion plant. We can do whatever we want. We can have gold, you know, whatever. PCBs, producing PCBs, send them from here in pipes right underground into our laboratory, so everything is automated. We can do that, whatever you fancy doing, you know. It's really easy. This guy's done a runner. He'll come back in a minute. He's over there somewhere. He's obviously looking for gold bars. Oh, we got one already, so he's obviously gone off and done another one. Let's see where he is. Don't know where he is. Oh, here he is. He's coming now. So here comes our gold bar. In it goes, and into the storage hopper. So we could then, as I said, be producing anything else off of here we want to do. So do you get it now? Easy, yeah. You can't go wrong with that. And as I said, as long as you've got plenty of mass storage blocks, you know, we can keep going. Alright, we can keep extending it and making loads of room, and it's great. You haven't got to worry about it. And as I said, if you want a mix mash of bars, you can just run down here and just take out as many as you want, bit of a mixture, like so, and then that one will just keep going as normal. It doesn't make any odds to that at all. Okay, so if anyone's got any questions on that, by all means, give us a shout, and I'll do my best to try and answer them. It will be up on YouTube possibly in the next half an hour or so, so if you want to have a look at it again, by all means you can. If you are watching on Beam or Twitch.tv, I will be back on again a little bit. This basically was to do a sort of a demo of the mass storage for YouTube. Hi to everyone on there. Hit the follow buttons and subscribe as well, be much appreciated. If you can't do that, hit the vote buttons which come up on the chat box, or go there if you're watching on YouTube. If you can't hit them, that's fine. I will put the links on there as well. Thanks very much for watching. I do believe the mass storage, myself personally, that mass storage has got you can do so much with it in your game. You can incorporate it into your game and it can be used. It hasn't got to be massive. You know, you haven't got to use all of those, you know, over here. You can just use one or two, whatever you want. You know, you just adjust as necessary to your game style. Right, so we can see, I wanted to pop up here quick. You can see a good mixture of bars going in there now, so it's cool. We've got rid of the backfill from the smelters and stuff, so we've got most of the bars which are coming out are now going into the system. All right. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy that, and I will be back on again in a little bit. I'm going to make a coffee and everything. I need to get this one ready to go up onto YouTube, and I will catch you at some point in the next hour or so, and see you soon.